Hello, hello. I am sorry to keep you waiting. The other day, I had a little thing where I couldn't remember my Google password, and I was going to get Mark to help me, and then I forgot. And so today I went to sign on here just a few minutes ago, and it was like, you got to have a password. So I had to go through the whole setup process again, but we're here. I thought I would show y'all. We talked about my city quilt, and here it is. I took one of the panels that came out some years ago. I cut out the skyline and appliqued it on a blue grunge background to look like that the the dusk when lights just come on. And then I put some fabric to look like a fireworks up there. Oh, I'm glad you have air conditioning. Good. And then I put through the back tiny little light bulbs. And since the skyline of so much of New York City reminds me of the Art Deco time period, I kind of did a block around the border to mimic that. So anyway, yeah, this it's been a while. It's been a while, but somebody was talking about a city. Whoops, now why is that going blurry? That's going a little blurry, and I'm not sure why. But somebody was talking about a skyline, and I thought, oh, I have to bring this back out. Now, I did a lot of thread painting on this, and the fabric is now the weight of tapestry fabric. So it's very, very heavy. I also backed it with extra layers of batting. I think what's happening is the lights on the quilt are kind of messing up the camera. It's not sure what to do. But this has dimension to it. So some of the buildings come out, and I had a lot of fun. That was hundreds and hundreds of hours of work, but I really, really enjoyed it. So I just thought that's our quilt for today. I'm enjoying pulling out. Oh, is Pat here? Woohoo! Yay, Pat. But I have been enjoying one thing about cleaning the room. I've been enjoying getting in touch with my quilts that have been a while. So, okay, let me see. My phone was beeping and I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, no problems. But it was like I got ready to get on and oops, I forgot to, when you're signed out of Google, you can't get on YouTube. So it was, tricky. All right. So that is what I've called City of Lights, which I know technically Paris thinks it is, but I think our New York City can vie for that distinction anytime it wants. But let's see. So Pat's a little sore, but no pain. Thank goodness, Pat. Oh, okay. Let me go back. I want to see who is all here. Joe is here. We had fun during the class last week. Bonnie's here. Sonia, guess what? I've got beef stroganoff in the crock pot. Our Sonia during the class, because we all sat and chit chatted Monday through Thursday. And Sonia one day had a roast in, and that just sounded so good. I haven't been wanting to do a lot of cooking because of the heat, the weather. But I said, I'm pulling out that crock pot. So thank you, Sonia. And tonight, when we're eating a home cooked meal again, a real home cooked meal, we're going to thank you, Sonia. So also, I ordered some fabric on my Missouri Star gift card. So that was so exciting. All right. Michelle the quilter. Oh, nap in front of the fan. Absolutely. Yeah, with the heat and humidity we've had, air conditioning's not enough. You got to throw a fan in there or three. So I do know that. Let me bring this down just a little. There we go. So hello, Charlene Lawson. And Marcia's here. And Charlene Lawson and she joined us for the class. We had a Storm at Sea class, and anyone who's a member of our group's IO can go right into the site and pull up all the information I put there. So, but it is so good to see all of you. And I'm going to let, was it Joni? Who's going to be the spokesperson? Um, because the ladies are thinking of doing a regular type chat because it was fun to have somebody to sit and sew with. And I need somebody else to do it because I'm about at my max right now of staying busy, and I've got some really important things that I want to work on. So, but we'll let either Joe can do it, or we will let Joni if she pops in. Annette, hello, Annette. So nice to see you. So I don't welcome here. Also, in case you want to know, if anyone would like to join our group's IO, it's just a free group. It's like the old Google group. Or if you'd like to share some of your photos of your things you love, your flower gardens, your quilts you've made, whatever, knitting, painting. Okay, our time to quit. I'm going to give you my email address at twc.com. Okay, so there is the email address. You can write me to send me photos that we do a show and tell every Sunday. So yes, I love how Bonnie has been with me for so long. I give her a lot of credit for this site. And so Charlene Lawson's without, oh no. Oh, Charlene, I'm so sorry. That's not healthy. Please, please take care. And if you need to, go to a hotel, do something. You sweetheart. Hopefully, hopefully they'll get to you right away and get that fixed. I'm so sorry, Charlene. Oh, that's awful. But how about, I'm so excited that I'm so excited that our Pat is home from the hospital. Boy, she had a rough time. And you know what is kind of interesting too? What's kind of interesting is that she was a nurse. So when she goes into the hospital, it's like kind of having a contractor at your house, and they really know what you've done or not done, or what you're doing and not doing. And she had the very same complaints that so many of us do. They wake you up to see how you are. It's like, could you wait a couple hours for that pill? Could you empty out the trash another time? Oh my gosh, I couldn't get good sleep there at all. Okay, let me see. Um, oh, wow, Bonnie. So you're just using box fans. Wow. And yes, Joe, it was a quilt panel with the printed city on it. Let me see if I can bring it close because I'm really tickled at all of the work I did on it. Now, let me bring the camera out here. I wish you could see it or touch it because it's a heavy, heavy quilt. It's very, very thick. I did, and I'm going to zoom you in so you can really see. Do you see all the thread sketching I did on this? It is a ton of thread sketching. So it has totally changed the feel of the quilt. See all of that extra sewing on top? So, and then here is where I cut the panel loose, put it on a grunge background, and there is just a lot of thread painting. So, or thread sketching, whichever you want to say. And I wanted to really, really, whoops, now let me pull the, whew, okay, let me pull that back out. But I love the lights. I did a trunk show, and this would be the last quilt that I showed at the trunk show. And so we would hold, Becky would hold it and we'd plug it in. And people always got a kick out of that. But nowadays, in fact, I probably should put some new LED lights in that are really easy to work with, because this was done 10 years ago, back when we didn't have LEDs. But you can do so much with all that. So, hi, Lisa, hon. How is that shoulder doing, hon? So, we had two of our gals operated on recently, but I'm just glad that Pat was doing so much better. Oh, okay. Elaine Cool at Polly Thompson. That must be Polly Thompson. I'm not sure. Oh, there's Polly. No, Polly's up there. Okay. I was just seeing a conversation. I'm like, oh, 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 Elaine's from Scotland. Oh, wow. Oh, yes. Now I see it up there. Oh, how wonderful. Well, I watch, Elaine, I watch the Hoof GP. I am hooked on that young man. And I love the countryside because he'll take a drone. And when he's driving to a farm, he's got drone footage of him driving down those beautiful country roads. And oh, wow. So, how fascinating. And I know Marcia's very excited because she's got Scottish heritage and she is very proud of that Scottish heritage. So, that's wonderful. And I got to tell you, Diana Gabaldon, um, I've read all of her big books, and y'all probably get tired of hearing that. The Outlander, oh gosh, it's been a while. I've forgotten, but oh, I was hooked on those. Hooked, hooked, hooked. So, anyway, but welcome here. Been very wet. Oh, I bet you it's very green. We've had a drought and high heat. So, oh, Polly, yes, what I did is I took a little pair of miniature scissors and from the back, just kind of push and poke. So I probably did tear some of the fibers, but I tried to like push them aside if at all possible. On the back of it, you can see, whoops, no, you can't, but you could see, if you were here, you could see the dark little wires that go from light to light. And I just tacked them down by hand carefully. But yeah, I took up a little tiny pair of scissors and just pushed from the back and to get the hole big, just big enough for the light to go in. And then I took stitches and stitched them in place by hand. So, oh, it's doing okay. You start physical therapy tomorrow. Okay, good. And let me tell you, oh, hi, Jody. Hi, sweetie. We were thinking of you this past week. We know you had a checkup on Wednesday. So, yeah, you have to have pretty heavy support. Right now, I've just got it hanging from some straight pins, but it's heavy. Oh, the AC was out in the ER the other day. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Wait a minute. If it's under warranty and it went out in less than a year, they need to put it in themselves. Oh, I'd make a stink, hon. I think that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You fight them, darling. You tell them that Deb in North Carolina is not happy with this, because that's not fair. That is not fair. You may even want to call the systems maker and let them know what's going on, because that's not fair. That is not fair at all. So, oh, anyway, I'm just looking to see all who's here, and Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking about Scotland now, especially since they're waiting for summer. I'm done with our summer here. So I'm thinking, Scotland would be perfect right now. We've had such a drought and we've had such hot weather that it has sapped my soul. I am still having problems with the blues. And, I was telling Mark, they call it the dog days of summer for a reason. It's just really, really bad. Our temperatures finally come down, but I've got foggy windows again. The humidity is out of control. And I don't mind humidity if it's raining enough for the plants. But, you know, well, good, Charlene. You fight them on that because that's absolutely ridiculous. We bought a microwave oven and we had that about 10 or 11 months and it crapped out on us. And it was all the main inner workings. We took it in, they covered the whole thing. I was ready to fight because I thought if I pay $200 and it doesn't even last a year, you've got a problem, not me. But luckily they did it. So we just can't let them get away with, shoddy craftsmanship like that. So, well, thank you, Elaine. Thank you. No, actually, Scotland's on the same time period as we are. In fact, I bet you the sun, especially June, the um the equinox, I bet you that it didn't get dark in Scotland until 10 o'clock. So, but they're on the same schedule as us. They're just a lot further north. But those trade winds, and the currents just go right up there. So that's why it's so green. It's just lovely. Ah, I love it. Okay. You had COVID, Polly. Oh, hon, I'm so sorry. You and President Biden. And I had a hard time coming on today because hearing about that he's going to go ahead and withdraw. And I understand it. I read a really good article by Sally Quinn. Her husband was Ben Bradley, who I actually got to meet in person when I worked at the museum. And he was at the Washington Post during the whole Watergate scandal. And she said towards the end of his life, she had to kind of protect him because you don't want a person to be humiliated when age causes natural reactions. And so I read that article and it kind of made me think. Sunset is 9:45. Sunrise is around 4 a.m. Wow. When when I watch the Hoof GP, he's in Southwest Scotland. And in the winter, he talks about the sun doesn't come up till after 9 a.m. and then it goes down by 3 p.m. And I'm thinking that would be hard for me, I think. That would be hard. But it's absolutely beautiful. Hi, Kathy Klein. Yeah, I am having a hard time not crying about him pulling out. I understand totally, but I am more afraid for our country than I've ever been. And I just wish there was a way to thank the president for everything he's done. When he took over this country, we were in rough shape. And he was that steady, calm, experienced, knowledgeable hand that we needed. And so we'll see what ends up happening. But I have to tell you, I've never been so worried about us. So let's hope, let's hope, Kamala gets in there. She's got a lot of experience and I think she'd be wonderful. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But the timing is tricky. Timing is very, very, very tricky. All right. So let's see. I think. Oh, yeah. So, okay. Well, we had the class this week, and Mark works away from home Mondays and Tuesdays. And so the dogs woke me up too early, and I would get here and be a little sleepy and off kilter. But everyone was wonderful. I got an email from Debbie Holt, and oh, I've got to tell Joni, I said Debbie Holt lived in Massachusetts. It's not. She lives in Frederick, Maryland. I'm sorry about that. And so I wanted Joni to know because I think Joni knew where she really lived, and I'm the one that got it wrong. And so, but it was a fun class, and I'm hoping. Oh, the reason I was telling you about Debbie is she went and bought a pattern and fabric, so I'm excited to see how that goes for her. I am still working on my storm at sea, and I started it in 2012, and they said buy 3 fabrics, a light, medium, and a dark, and I bought 29 fabrics. And now I like hard things, it seems, but I don't realize they're hard until I get into it. And then I'm like, what have I done? So I'm still working on it. I thought I had it almost to the last row. I always take it upstairs where I have a quilt hanging on my living room wall, and I put whatever I'm working on, I pin it onto that quilt that's hanging on the wall. We looked at it and went, I see a problem. So I've taken that out and I'm trying to put the blocks back in. So you're just so cute. So we did enjoy our class. And yeah, I told you we've had some rain, not nearly enough, but we at least have had some. I'm one of these people that when I see the grass turn brown and crackly, when I see the trees and shrubs start suffering, it hurts me physically. I mean, I empathize so badly, and there's nothing I can really do. And I water all my pots, but I'm not going to put precious water just on the ground. I can't. These plants have to kind of, but I did fill my bird baths, and the birds were so happy to have that. Even though there's a lake across the street, they loved it, and they were taking baths, and oh, they were just loving it. So every day I made sure to keep water in the bird baths. But looks like I'm hoping we're over the worst of the high temperatures, but I haven't checked the weather today, so who really knows? Oh, so I don't really have a lot accomplished today. I have not worked on my color wash Rowland style quilt at all this week. When I finished some classes, I would go up. I was so tired, especially because I didn't sleep as well. And I was off my sleep, but when I'd go up, I was so tired. Whoops, let me loosen this. If I don't loosen this one little thing, it's hard to get it to hold. All right, yay. So I just wanted to show you. This is a paper bead from a simple piece of junk mail. And I've got others like that. And I'm thinking, I've got some of the African print shirts. And if I put these all with some wooden beads in between, I think this would make a wonderful necklace for those African prints. And I'm trying to remember, here's some writing on this. What was this a sale? Oh, I think this was a sale for land. And then, oh, look at this one. Isn't that pretty? Now, I haven't even put a finish on these. And oh, Mary started quilting her border on a hexie quilt. Yay, Mary! Yay! Be careful of making absolutes, Mary. You know I've had to eat my words plenty of times. And you know what? They're not that palatable. So, but look at these blue ones. And so this is why I roll beads. Now, in telling you this, though, I think I'm going to have to soon start throwing some beads away because I think I'm going to cull them and just save the good ones. And I told Mark that doesn't bother me a bit. If I throw them away, I throw them away. But what I'm happy is it gave me a lot of enjoyment, and that's been worth it. Okay. Then while we're down here, I will show you my piece of bobbin lace. I finished this. I went back and send them to you. Okay, Marcia, I will do that because I've got something for Marcia. I've just got to get it ready to send because I've been cleaning stuff out and I found something and I said, you know what? I think Marcia might like this. So this is from the bobbin lace, and it's what I started making when I got the correct threads in. Now, this might look messy or sloppy to you, but oh, thank you. Oh, hi, Laura. But I wanted to show you I love having colors in the lace. And I almost think next time I'm going to order slightly bigger thread because I kind of, this is a little delicate for me. But it might look funny, but understand something. This is what you call a sampler. So she had me do 10 of the normal whole stitch or cloth stitch. Oh, thank you, Joe. Then this was one where I twisted all of the passive pairs. Then here is where you take the working pair and you twist them once, twice, three times, four times, and then go back down. And it gives you an open space in the middle. See that space? Then I came down here and you just twist the four in the center. So it gives you more of an open look right there. And then this was, I'm trying to remember, but no, maybe this is where I twisted the four in the center by differing amounts. Then here, down here, you did the worker's twist, an extra twist in between working this pair and that pair. So, and then when you take it off, you just knot the ends in whatever way you want. Sometimes people will braid them, but I need to get this starched and ironed because I want to keep this. Yeah, you're right, Lisa. I was thinking, and I was thinking too, I want to learn how to make a Christmas ornament shape and starch that and make tree ornaments. But anyway, I got the whole first step done again, all the different steps of it. And I'm going to soon load up and start another one. But I'm going step by step through the book to learn how I really want to learn how to do this. Now, I'm bringing a book over because this book was recommended to me, and I want to show you something. That's when I bought the book because I'm Deb Masternardi now. But here it is, torchon lace making. The torchon, it just referred to the style of lace making. A lot of times the names reflect what county in a country or what country. And I just wanted to show you. It's a really nice book. And if you decide you want to try to do it, it gives you wonderful instructions, written and pictorial, because I am a visual learner. So now here's the samplers part. Let me pull back up a little. This is the samplers. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, don't do that. I need to tighten up all my joints in the arm. But here's the samplers. And what she does is she starts you on a sampler, starts you with the main stitch. See, this is kind of what I was doing. But of course, hers is much more elegant. So, but it just teaches you, gives you hints about everything, and then it tells you step to step what to do next. I was worried that it was going to be complicated to read, but it's truly not. And one of the reasons some people prefer just white bobbin lace, but I think it's especially trying to learn, having the different colors helps show you exactly what to do. Oh, oh, a torn piece of paper for a bookmark. Oh, well, let me get busy with some bookmarks. But anyway, so now I'm getting ready for sampler number 2. I'm using one of these patterns for a bookmark, but I just wanted to show you what the book looks like. And I think there are 12 or 13 samplers. And so I'm hoping that I will understand a lot more about this lace once I'm done. Okay, so that's that. And then I showed you the lace bookmark. Okay, so now let me show you. Let me bring this back up. Oh, okay. My storm at sea. I had it together except for the very top row, and then saw it and went, and I'm going to keep working with it. I don't like having this many yellow blocks at the top. In fact, Mark and I were talking about it. The bottom of the quilt is a lot more dramatic. When you get so pale, the design doesn't carry the day quite as much. So let me show you. Um, I'm trying to get bands of color coming through, like the green and the purple and the turquoise. So what you see right here where there's a big hole in it, that is where I had a lavenders, purples meeting up with this one. And it was just too much of a change. We noticed that where I was happiest with the quilt, it kind of made sense. It was gradual, dark turquoise to lighter turquoise, and then turquoise with green that led to other greens. So there was more of a graduation. So I took out these two. So I had this lavender block meet that dark green, and it was too big of a transition. Then it went back to this bright blue. So what I'm doing, I first thought we'll just transition it this way. And that, I think that'll work because these two fabrics are similar enough. It gives you that. This is when we're doing the color wash quilt. This is kind of the same technique. So it is a very good thing to learn. I'm going to put this little precious piece of lace in here and not lose it until I get it back upstairs. But so that's what I'm working on. I thought, how do I make the transition from the green and the dark colors, which to me is the prettiest block in the whole quilt? Let me show it to you again. This is the one. I wish I had made the whole quilt like this. That is a gorgeous block. So what I'm doing now is looking into making the block right above this. So I took slightly lighter than I had in the original because it's supposed to be, it's darker, deeper in the sea. And as you get closer to the surface, it gets lighter. So I don't think this is going to work, but I was thinking about starting the bright blue on top, even though my heart says add Oh, I'm coming. Add this to the top. So that's where I sit. And like normal, I get analysis paralysis. I keep, well, this, that, Sadly, I wish I had some of the colors in this, like this blue here. I think all I've got is that blue. Um, no, it's not that. Here they are. That's it. So some colors I ran out of. So I will keep working on this. And but just remember, if you do different shades in Storm at Sea, you'll be happiest if it is graduated, I think. And now some people might want to take and do the specific colors to make like a heart in it. It's a wonderful quilt to do that with. So that's a possibility. So here I'm sitting. Let me hold on a second. Let me see if I can show you how this is how I'm trying to work with this. So it's here, then it's all over here. That is how you work on this quilt with so many different fabric choices. I mean, is this a mess or what? So, welcome to my world. And I still am working on the room. So, I've got my work cut out for me. But anyway, so now, oh, and some of the classmates already talked about our next class. There was this really cool quilt that I saw. And so I'll whenever we decide to have that class, maybe we'll do one in January, kind of break up the year, January or February and July. So we'll see, but I will definitely let you know. Well, that's one of I hear you, Mary, and I think that's why we work on them. It's one of those things where you think, well, if I think on it long enough, I can work it out. You kind of have to get down and dirty and just do it. And like someone said earlier, they're spending a lot of time with Jack the Ripper. I thought that was so cute. But the seam ripper is going to be your best friend. And be careful how small you make those seams. I was setting it sometimes at 1.8 or 1.9. Then you go to take them out and it is murder. So just be careful. So let me see. Linda brought a crochet hook from the UK. It was called the Quilted Bear. Oh, that's cute. I love that. Your fabric is rather bizarre. Nothing matches. But you know what? I do like that about you, Mary. You think outside the box. And I always find that so refreshing. Sometimes I get nervous and I want everybody to like it. And sometimes I wish I was more bold. So you hold on to that, Mary. That's one of your traits that I love so much. So, okay. So that was very good. I'm working on that. And then I'll show you what has been taking my interest. This has been taking my interest these last couple days. And some of you might already know because I put on our group's IO, which one of these quilts do you like best? And I'll show them to you. And thank you for everyone that answered. And here is one, and this is called Sicily Souvenir. And what these are, let me go back and tell you. So I was looking on Pinterest boards, I think, about something, and I saw a bookseller came up and was Abe's Books was talking about quilt books. And so I followed the little ad and went down into the rabbit hole. But I've bought books from Abe's Books before, and I like them. And these are $30 books, $29.95, and I got them for $5. So not a bad thing. And you know what? Used books need love too. So it saves my pocketbook, gives me great new ideas. So anyway, this was the first book I got. Then this was the second book, and these are by the same author. I Back in September 11th, 2001, Jenny Byer and her husband were getting ready to head out to Europe to go track down cathedral floor patterns. And of course, 9/11, and they couldn't go. And she made her a magnificent Windows quilt that I actually touched because I helped her hold it up to show it to the group I had brought there. And I took my guild back then. I used to live in Maryland, so it was pretty easy to jump over to her shop. The Windows quilt had over 4,000 pieces. It was absolutely amazing. And it was based off the Statue of Liberty, what you might see out the window in New York. So I've always been fascinated, even though I'm not sure if she ever, I'll have to check and see, did she actually research the floors and write a book? Because I would love to know that. So this woman, these are Bella Bella Quilts, Nora McKeekin. Nora McKeekin, Bella Bella Quilts. I got 3 books. One is by a different author, Christine Porter. They're all based on Italian mosaic floors. So let me show you my favorites in this one. And here is Bella Roma. That is just beautiful. Now, I look at the quilt that makes me the most excited, and that's how I decide to make it. But start looking at the number of pieces that you would have to do in this quilt. Ooh. No, 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 you are not. Your joy and your talent and love for quilts is, we are inspired by you too, Miss Mary. You are not out of, we are all at some stage in our learning and quilting and growing progress. Look at this one. I know this one will be in my future at some point. But isn't that amazing? The wonderful thing about these books is in the back are the paper piece templates that you will make copies from. They're all paper piece. So you can do it. Absolutely. Anytime you look at a difficult quilt, no matter what it is, you can do it as long as it's paper pieced. That is easy. Now, she was talking in this book. See this? This is an ancient piece of flooring. And you notice those rings? One of the things I was learning is during the Dark Ages, Rome had fallen, crumbled, ruined, and all of the old amazing architecture was starting to crumble and fall down or get taken down and be rated for other building use. They had a lot of these huge stone columns. What they did is they started slicing them. So in this book, she deals with all of the rings you see in some of these Italian floors. So I found that interesting. It's because those old huge columns were cut into slices, stone slices. All right, so now here is another one, and it's actually the pattern version of the one on the front cover. So this one, if you wanted to do something very bright, whoops, there you go. But here, this little one right there, that's on the front cover. Boy, that one was gorgeous. And here is the stone floor it was designed after. Isn't that amazing? But that's now you know why you see all those circles. because when you slice those columns, all the stones are in a circle. So then look, this one is also gorgeous because of the fabric used. So fabric choice is really important in these. But isn't that beautiful? But once again, look at all the little pieces. But just remember, try to tell yourself, okay, they have paper piece, the back, and luckily no one's ever pulled them out. So I'm free. They're still here. I'm free to still use them. All right. Now, so then, so I had looked through these. Then Mark came in yesterday, or day before yesterday, and said, "Oh, you got your other book." This one is, like I said, by Christine Porter. But as you can tell from the title, they're quilts inspired by Italian mosaic floors. Okay. So this is my thing. And I'm thinking now, look for some more of these. So this one, she is a little bit more, um, instead of getting an idea from an ancient floor and using it, she's about replicating the floor itself. Which in a way I think, oh, that's kind of cool. That's what I was first thinking. But then you might end up with a quilt like that. And I think that's just a little too busy for me. Makes a wonderful floor. That's a little busy. So I was happy to get this book because the other ones were interpretations and it was her choice of fabrics. And I was really trying to think what kind of fabric would do it justice. But now in this one, she shows lots and lots of pictures of the actual flooring. And what I noticed about this is it is pieces of marble. It's not just ceramic tiles, pieces of stone, pieces of marble. That's an actual floor right there. So it let me kind of go wild because I was, trying to think, oh, I don't know. And but here is another floor. I thought you might like these. And guess what? That is an inspiration for an attic window. Now, let's see. Oh, look at this one. But you see how you can use marble fabrics, mottled fabrics, brushstroke fabrics. It really opened up. So what I thought, the fabric I thought I was going to use, changed. And one thing Mark said when I was showing him the quilt that I actually went ahead and decided on, like, look at this. That's an original photograph of a floor. Now, I was looking at those white kind of, what shape did she call that? It's like a squared off oval. I thought I saw her mention it somewhere. Oh well, but look at the off white in that ring going around the center. Do you see that off white? I thought, what is that piece of tan or something? What is that? And then I realized I pulled it back and it's like a chunk. Picture a chunk of, of a hexagon bead. Look at it, and do you see the browns? And then the white part, it's like a hole through the beads, and it's on a string. Can you see that now? Travertine, yes. So, and you can see it in her recreation of it. So I thought that is fascinating. But what I did was threw out what I was going to get for fabric and started again. Now, for a person who has, and you know what? And she says, yeah, if you want to make one with all different colors, do it. But in some of the books, there was one mosaic that was blue, white, red, brown, black. I thought, okay, if they had color, they used it. But I'll show you what I finally decided. It was between this one and this one. And this one won because there was something about this that wasn't quite so busy and gave me plenty of room for quilting. And I just kept coming back to it. So that's the one I've chosen. The directions are in this. Oh, in fact, here, look at this. This is that bright. I forgot about the gold. But look at this. Blue, red, white, gold, brown, black. I mean, so they use color. But I thought too, I loved the idea of having actual stone and marble look fabrics. So what I ended up doing is I went to Missouri Star. That I had a gift certificate there, but also they had some pre-cut packages of Stonehenge, which does such an amazing job of recreating the look of stone. And so I wanted to get a 10-inch squares assortment package. And then I was trying to decide what else and trying to figure out and wrote down a page of how much fabric I need, how I'm going to cut it up, where are the colors, what am I going to put there, even to try to estimate if I get 10-inch squares, 42 of them, what kind of yardage does that actually relate to? And the little charm packs, how much yardage is in that? So this was what I was working on yesterday when I should have been working on Storm at Sea. But I told Mark, I'm having the summer doldrums. I need a new quilt to jumpstart me. And you know what? I sometimes you just got to. And I'm not going to second guess myself. We pay our own bills and we get to make the decisions. So, and you know how careful I am, frugal, you know. But I did it. And like I said, I had a gift certificate. So I first picked out this very somber browns, tans, grays, blacks. But you know me, I love color. So then what I did is I found another grouping. I'm trying to remember. It was a Stonehenge graduations and it was color. I'll show you when we do our show and tell. But then last night when I was going through, oh my gosh, I bet you I've spent 25 hours trying to pick out this fabric. It's ridiculous. I am so done with fabric shopping. And it's right online, but I get so confused. And it's like, wait a minute, put this in the cart. No, take that out of the cart. No, put this back. And how much do I need? And oh, is it better to buy a piece of 108-inch wide or is it better to buy by the yard? What does it work out? You know, square inch value. And so in all of the looking over and over and going to every site on the internet that had the Stonehenge graduations, I saw what I loved. I thought, get the colors in the 10-inch pack, but get a 5-inch pack of the traditional tans, browns, blacks, grays, whatever. And I found one that I love, and it was called iron ore, Stonehenge graduation iron ore. Well, guess what? Missouri Star didn't have it in the charms. So what I did is I found one that was pretty close. I didn't want to go somewhere else and have to pay shipping and all, I don't want to pay double shipping. So I ended up getting the minerals, which, is not quite as pretty as the iron ore, but who will know once it's done. So I got those two from, yeah, exactly, Mary. And so I got those from Missouri Star. And it said if I signed up with my cell phone app that I would get 20% off. So that saved me $10. Then I had the $25 gift certificate. Let me tell you, I was like so happy. So then I went to Marshall's dry goods. I am so in love with that site. It reminds me of Mary Jo's. There is something for everyone, no matter what your budget is. And I have gotten an order of fabric from them, and it was lovely fabric. I was impressed. I thought, will it be kind of like cardboard? And, it was great. Now, I'll let you know when this order comes in too. But when I ordered about a year ago, I was so happy with my purchase. So I went on there, and they have thousands and thousands of fabrics. And so at one point, I had 35 fabrics in my cart because anything that looks possible, I put in the cart, put in the cart, put in the cart. Then I go through the cart and start weeding them out. Nope, no, I don't like that. Now that I'm looking at that, nope, take that out. And I got it down to about 10. And because I needed 2 blacks, I needed a very good pale marble color. I found a Jenny Buyer green marble that's going to be gorgeous in it. I found another Jenny Buyer, but I couldn't quite make it work. But for one of the lightest fabric that I needed 3.5 yards of, I got 1 yard of 108 inches. Because guess what? 108 inches, it works out to almost 3.5 yards. So, and it was only $9.99 for the 108 inches by 1 yard. Yay. And in fact, oh my God, they had some earth treasures or something like that. It was only in the 108-inch wide, but it would look so much like Stonehenge. It was gorgeous. So I kind of worked through trying to tweak the colors. I ended up getting at least 2, I think, solids because I want, it's nice when you have even in models and marble kind of fabrics, it's nice to have a solid or 2 here or there to give your eye a place to rest. So I've worked out how I'm going to do my colors. Like I told you, I assigned everything. I went by what she said and then kind of did my own thing. And I put the 3/8 of a yard here. I put down how much, like 3/4 here. Is this 1/8? 1 1/8. So I knew what I put, and I put a color by that. And then when it finally gets here, then I will treasure it, and I will sequester myself and in with my big cutting table, and I'm just going to have such fun. I'm looking forward to this. And I told Mark, I said, part of me feels like get one of my Jenny Buyer kits out and start working on that. But there was something about the hunt for a new adventure. And I said, Mark, trust me, I know myself well enough. This is going to help give me that jolt of adrenaline. And I know another thing too, knowing that y'all are here saying, let's see what she does. I have a good reason to hurry up and get it finished. So I'm going to enjoy every moment, but my goal is to get a finished project by the end of the summer. I will have this done, depending on how long it takes it to get here. But I'm very excited. I was able to really, even with the backing and enough for binding, I kept my out of pocket right at $100. So I'm very happy because if any of you know, quilting is expensive and especially for the backing. But if you want to, then yes, yes. And if you want to look at them, especially for the backing, they have some gorgeous backings for $9 and $10 a yard. Yay! So, and it's so nice. Very so cute. I know. I'm with you ever since I had my cancer. And even though I'm fine now, it's like, oh, I won't live long enough to sew everything I've got in the closet. But every once in a while, I've got to just, give myself a little shot of adrenaline. So let's see how it goes. You will see whether it gives me my mojo back or whether it's just one more thing that I have to try to, get through. But I am very excited. So, yeah, the 108 wide fabric is so nice for putting a back together instead of doing this puzzle piecing of 45-inch fabric. But also, it's awfully nice. You buy that one instead of buying 3.5 yards. I bought 1 yard of 108 wide. That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. All right. So, and I do have some fill-ins. If that doesn't quite work out to 3 3/8 of a yard, then I've got some stuff in my stash that I'll fill in. All right. So that's about that. That's what I've been doing. Now let's go look at show and tell. And I do want to tell you this. I didn't get to sleep till 4 a.m. Mark went out early this morning to get chicken food, bird seed, and some weekly groceries. And the dog started barking at a man fishing at the lake across the street at 10 before 10 a.m. And I'm tired. So once we do show and tell, I've got a hammock that's calling my name. So let's go see what you've got. Now, before I turn that camera around, I'm hoping, I just want to make sure to see if anybody sent anything last minute because I've got to be honest. Um, oh, and you know what? I noticed while at Marshall Dry Goods that they also sell batting, a lot cheaper too. So remember, if you're on a budget like me, please, let me just double check. But if you're on a budget like me, consider some place like this, or if they're having um sales or what. Okay. Now, I don't see anything there. Let me see anything here. I got an email that said my Google account was recovered successfully. I got to write that down too. Normally, I don't remember my passwords, but your computer, Chrome doesn't remember your Google password. So, okay. All right. I don't see anything. So, if you sent me something and I don't have it, in fact, one thing, hold on, one thing. Remember when BB sent me some more pictures and I said somehow I missed them? Let me see. Let me see if I can find them. Oh boy. I have put them somewhere where they're not supposed to be. Darn it. Let me see. I still have the one main one, but she sent me others. So I'm so sorry, BB. Let me double check this one out. I'm so sorry. I will keep looking for your photos. All right, I'm going to bring up the show and tell. And I love this part. Every time we do show and tell, um, every time we do show and tell, I get inspired. I get excited. It's like looking at all these quilts makes me want to run, go sew. What can I work on? Come on. Okay. My mouse is being slow today. All right, let me turn this around so you can see. All right. Move this over here. I'm sorry, I was hoping to have my storm at sea done for y'all, but you know. So I'm going to bring up a few examples of storm at sea that just might get you excited about making one. So let me make this larger. Look at that. To me, that says joy and happiness. It also says that the quilter was darn good at it. That is beautiful quilting. Look at the trapunto work. Look at these. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely gorgeous. But doesn't that say happiness? Love it. Now look at this one. This would be a wonderful fall at sea, autumn at sea. Isn't that beautiful? Here is an example of how you can take the storm at sea pattern, and due to color placement, you can add a secondary design. I think it's amazing. Here's another one, and this is a great Christmas idea for a storm at sea. And all it is all of these blocks around here are white that give that space for that center to pop. And they use red right here in all the right places to make a medallion frame. So that's fantastic. Look at this. This is a landscape out of the storm at sea configuration. Depending on where you put the colors and what colors you put where, it becomes a setting sun landscape. I think that is so cool. This, I think, is very striking. I love the color wash effect. And look how the different use of fabric really changes things. That is fabulous. And at first I was like, oh, look, they did a star here. Well, I think most of them, let me see, I was trying to look to see where, to see if they actually changed that pattern piece or was it always there? It just, I can't see other stars. Hmm. But isn't that fascinating? So there's lots of ways you can take this pattern and make it your own. Now look at this one. Isn't that gorgeous? But I love the way that they work their way through. I tried making some of the blocks with partial colors, but it didn't seem to look right. I should have worked with it farther. So I might still try a little bit of that. And look at this one. That is gorgeous. I love there's a lot of the type colors, jewel tones that I'm using. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, can you imagine that around Christmas time? Look at these hearts. Isn't that pretty? Look at this one. This says, sewn up, Teresa Down Under. I think it's my patchwork at wordpress.com, but that might be something you want to look into. But see, all the blocks are still there. It's just if you use white, then from a distance, it looks like an open space. Now look at that. Is that cool or what? I love the stripe fabrics, fussy cut for the centers. That is awesome. All right, so there's a traditional one, but I love, love, love the way the border was done. It's the normal thing, but two of these, instead of white, they're the dark color. So it gives a wave-like border all the way around the storm at sea. These are all really, really good things to keep in mind. I highly recommend you do paper piecing. Find a good paper piecing, decide what size you want it, make it the size you want to make it. Oh, and I'll show you this one. This is fascinating. I love this one. It's a three-dimensional, made to look like a spear. And I just think that is so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? And I love the ombre effect, helping to create that illusion of a round object. Mm. So I'm trying to think if there was anything else that might be. Here is another secondary design by color position. Come on. I think that's really pretty too. So it's a very versatile pattern. I hope you will give it a try. I've got lots of different. Oh, we love this one. This is where they made a storm at sea and put a fish, cut out a fish and applicate it, broderie purse style. Isn't that great? I love that. I love what that people put a part of themselves in every quilt. Now, this is a progress thing I had done. Whoops, and I lost it. Where I had pinned up a lot of blocks trying to decide how exactly to do this. So I'm still working on it, but there is that one. All right. Now let's go see what you've got. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. See. Hold on just one moment. Whoops, 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 whoops. I thought I had put a picture in somewhere. It's not there. So let's go back. All right. Betty. Betty this is her summer of hand embroidery. And I just love what she's doing. Okay. I love what she's doing. Just beautiful. And she's doing it on quilted fabric. So that's pretty cool. Now, I'm thinking by the way the fabric is cut like that, that she did the quilting on that. I don't know, but that is fascinating. And look at some of her designs. And what I love about hand embroidery is you can do a little bit or a lot. It's all entirely up to you. Isn't that wonderful? Then she's also working on the color wash, but she turned one of hers into a house. Isn't that cute? And look at this. She's getting further and further along. I love this. Looks so Southeast Asian. That is gorgeous. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, thank you, Miss Betty. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's go back. And I am sorry again that I don't know where Miss Beebe's extra photo. She gave me close-ups, and I know I've accidentally put it in the wrong place, and I'm very sorry about that. But isn't this amazing? This is one of those block of the day or block of the week quilts, and it is beautiful. And I love the colors she's chosen. Beautiful. Done some fussy cutting, like this block up here has a bird in it. Some have fussy cut roses or flowers. I mean, it's just beautiful. So I will be looking to find the other photos of Miss Beebe's. Okay. Then Miss Bonnie has been busy, busy, busy. And let me see. She's got a wonderful mug rug and what looks like an oatmeal raisin cookie. And her black work, that is, I think, finished 4.1 inches. That's amazing. And I love, now I could have gotten busy on this and tried to finish it before I start yet another one, but I still have mine in progress. It's not as pretty as hers, but I'm gonna keep working on it. And then, oh, I love the block exchange she had. Whoops. Let me see if I can make this bigger. There it is. Miss Bonnie is involved in lots of activities. I love it. She keeps herself very busy. Isn't that black work amazing? So delicate. Okay, thank you, Miss Bonnie. Now, let's see. Charlene. Oh, yeah. Let me show you one more time all of her wonderful stuff. She had gone up to Massachusetts to be with her son, daughter, and the family. And so she came back with lots of goodies to show us. And this is a tiny little quilt, but look at it. That's wonderful. And I love all of the stitching on it. Look at this. Oh, what a beautiful rose. Look at this. This is New York Beauty. Did y'all know that it's called New York Beauty because it's supposed to be the Statue of Liberty's halo? It took me years before I knew that. And I love this quilted square within a square. Thank you too for taking close-ups. Look at this wonderful hummingbird photo. Wow. And look at the bee on the little flower. Love that. That bee's very happy. Did y'all know that we don't have a shortage of bumblebees? I thought we had had this massive kill out from some kind of blight, but it turns out we've got plenty of bees. And in fact, too many people are going into beekeeping and there's a lot of competition between the bees. So, we try. We really do try. I guess it's a small step between not having enough and then everybody wanting to help. And oops, now we've got too much. So I just knocked my phone off the table. Let me pick it up. Hopefully, I didn't break the screen. I did that on my last phone. I wasn't real happy with it. And oh, those are beautiful flowers. Look at her grandson. Is he the cutest thing? Yes, really. It's great grandson? I'm not sure. But I just love that little boy. What a cutie pie. Ah, beautiful iris. Oh, and some wonderful pond fish. I miss having a pond. Oh, I miss it. That's lovely, hon. Okay, let's see. Oh, that wasn't it. Then here is a poppy flower. A poppy flower. Oh, I love that. And she did a workup of one Storm at Sea block. Beautiful. And then look at these gorgeous roses. Those are the prettiest roses I've ever seen. And here now is a view back a bit. Look at her pineapple block. This is just wonderful. Great work, hon. And love that border fabric. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Miss Charlene. And I hope you get your air conditioning back on. Oh, my, hon. I'm so sorry. And boy, Miss Charlene has gotten very healthy. She's just amazing. She's changed her way of eating, and it's really been amazing for her. Thank you for sharing that story with us. This is Debbie Holtz, and this is one fabric that she had gotten from someone that's like 50-year-old fabric, and it looks it. Yet I love that. Whoops, I'm sorry. Let me try this again, please. I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back to show and tell. Okay. I think we were on, let's see, Debbie's, yes. And so she sent us these wonderful, some of these quilts she has finished that had been started by someone else. And there's her Chloe. I love her pup. Let me go ahead and make this larger. Okay, and this is handwork that a friend had done a long time ago, 50 years or so ago. And she put the border and binding on it. I love that. And look at that patriotic quilt with all the wonderful colors. And there's Miss Chloe and her fish quilt. So thank you, Miss Debbie, for sending us these. And Chloe is just a beautiful girl. Beautiful. All right. Now you remember Miss Dolores's amazing quilt that I was reading my Quilting Arts magazine, and look what was in it. Summer of 24. And this is not a llama, it's an alpaca that our friend Dolores Fagan made. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Love it. So thank you so much, Dolores, and keep up the great work. Our Dolores is a professional artist. She's amazing. And so let me see. Now, how do I hold on? Here we go. And then Jody, look at her latest, most beautiful work. And I'm sure you all remember Vincent Price and the movie The Raven. I tried watching it the other day in honor of our Jody and her amazing work. But with the Raven talking to him, I couldn't watch but so much. But this is worth seeing no matter what. Beautiful. She is amazing. And don't forget, our Jody has her own YouTube channel, Quilt Squirrel. And I think you will like it. And there's lots to learn from our Jody. She is the best at portrait quilts. I had somebody whose name I didn't recognize who the other day said, yes, Jody is the queen of those. I thought, oh, that is so cute. I love it. So this is our Joni who took our class with us too. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And that piece of work is probably 6 inches or less. I just love it. Beautiful work. And she's doing the dreaded hexies. I shouldn't call them the dreaded hexies. It's a joke here that I I think I would break out if I tried to do hexies, but she's doing a beautiful job of them. Then look at all the color changes in this amazing crocheted rug. Her wonderful, wonderful great blue heron that has an alligator looking in the background for his next meal. So thank you, Miss Joni. Okay, and hopefully soon we'll get something from Miss Joni, especially if she works on that storm at sea. Okay, now we're going to go back. Julie. Julie sent us some wonderful, very timely for July, some wonderful patriotic quilts. I love these. And each one is little different and unique. I think they're wonderful. Isn't that great? And that's a tumbler pattern. I just think that's wonderful. Thank you, Miss Julie. Okay, now let's see. I don't think Miss Mary had a new one lately. She's been very busy, but uh, let me. I don't know if I have anything new or not. I don't think I do. Hmm. Nope. Nothing new here. Everybody's been busy. Okay. Miss Melanie, you know she did an amazing renovation of her studio space. Boy, is that a studio to thoroughly enjoy. Oh, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Wonderful lighting, great new, easy to keep clean flooring. And then I want to show you one more thing. She did an amazing art quilt. And I want to find out some of her tricks and tips that she can relate from learning this so that we can learn from it as well. So we will be looking into something like this. I think it's wonderful. All right. So wonderful job, Miss Melanie. I can't wait to see what she starts producing from that amazing space. Let me, I always somehow forget to close these little windows. Let me go back to the folder. We're through just about done. Let me see. All right. Hmm. Okay. Now, Melanie, Patricia. Thank goodness Patricia's home. And hopefully it won't be long before she can make other cute things like this queen corgi that she made with her granddaughter Jenny when Jenny came to visit. Isn't that the cutest thing? And you can ask Pat, and she'll tell you the woman who makes these patterns available. So that is adorable. I love it. All right. I think that children of many different ages would enjoy a queen corgi like that. And look at this wonderful panel. This is from our Sharon Dietz, who made this as a baby quilt. And that is so cute. And then look at this wonderful bedspread and pillow shams that she made. Isn't that one? That's a beautiful quilt, hon. Beautiful. How nice. Okay. Now let's see who is our last one. Let me see. Susan had two new things last week. I was so happy to see them. Here is a grapevine wreath. I love that. Love that applique. And look at these ball jar covers. Aren't they wonderful? Now that will brighten up your pantry or make a great gift of jam for someone. Isn't that cute? I love that. I love the lace around it. Okay, let's see. Our Vicky, yes, and Vicky, I think, did send me. Now, what is this one? Oh, this is what I've been working on just recently. So let me hold on one second. I'm going to put this. Okay. See, sometimes I accidentally drag and drop something into the wrong place. I still need to find BB's wonderful her other photos. So here is a patriotic quilt. I don't know if she made this for um of the Valor Project or what, but then let me see. Let me bring this bigger. I do love this one. I love the patterns and designs. And look at this. Isn't that wonderful? Now, I'm assuming that's a panel, and she put it into a project and then did some beautiful quilting on it. Lovely. And I found out that our Joe is a relatively new quilter. I would say she's got a good eye. Can't wait to see more of what she's done. That's wonderful. Made to look like a modern window frame. I love it. So thank you for our Joso. And that is our show and tell today. Now I'm trying to think of what else I was talking about showing y'all. Oh, the fabric I picked out. Okay, let me go back and see if I can find it. Let me see. 2024 ideas. Um, okay, let me go back out to this. And it was I named it personal projects. What did I do with it? I was pretty sure I dropped it out here. Now I can't see it. Oh, there it is. All right. It planted itself in a very odd area. Oh, no, there's nothing. I was going to show you the fabrics I bought, but I didn't put the receipt there. So sad. Okay. Well, that's all I have then now. Let me bring this back around and close that out. When the fabrics come in, I will make sure to show them to you. So there we are. I hope you got some good ideas, things you might want to try working on. Feel free to send pictures of things. Yeah, it would take me. Now, I found out something very interesting. Our Joe is a computer whiz. Yep. She actually, I was so tickled during the class. She taught me how to share my screen so I could show people what things I had on the computer. I don't know if it does that here. I don't think it does. I'm not sure. But anyway, let me look up here. I still don't think this one. But I will keep you guessing until the fabric comes in. So any questions, any comments, anything? Oh, I see what happened. My camera, the charging cable popped out. That's what happens when I move it around so much. But any questions, anything oh, Marcia, you're such a good. Oh, there's Melanie. Oh, one time I made it later, but thank you. It's so wonderful to see you. Joe said it is a panel. Joe, though, I like she has something about a style that I'm really liking. Oh, I know. Can you imagine, Jody? That studio is amazing. Fireplace, windows, I think a bathroom, a little sink area. I mean, wow. But Melanie will tell you she worked very hard for years there because she ran her own embroidery business, sewing business. When she first met us, she was so busy, so busy. So thank y'all for joining me. I'm going to go up and get in my hammock and work on this storm at sea tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day. Oh gosh. But I will be working out the issues in my storm at sea. Please stay cool, stay comfortable. Oh, Charlene, please try to stay cool or go somewhere, do something. We love you, darling, and we don't want you to get overheated. And the rest of you, take good care of yourself. Send me pictures. Yes, so y'all are the best. Have a great week. And I hope to have some work done by next Sunday on our Sunset Cowboy, because I do love that. Now that I finished whining about how hard it was to make, I love it. So Y'all take good care. Have a good week. Do something just for you. Can't take care of other people if you haven't first taken care of yourself. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great week. Y'all are the best. Thank you. Bye.